So hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about what is an array and 2D array in JavaScript. So first, take a look at what is an array. So the array is a data structure which we use to store all the data, various data like strings, booleans, numbers, float values, and also we store array in the array or objects. So these kind of various data we can store in the array. So for storing all this kind of data, we generally use the array. So and suppose if you want to any particular data, so how we can get this data in the array. So let's look at the things or what is an array and how we can create the array in JavaScript. So array is basically a um, I can I I already mentioned that array is a data structure. So how we can implement this array in the JavaScript. So for create an array, we first we need to give any name to that array. So if I give the name, suppose let arr1, and for creating array we need to simply write this square bracket. So you can see that this is our empty array created. So we only put this square bracket, so our new array will be created. So how we can add the various types of data into that? So let's go. So adding the data, so if I put 1 and if I 2, then I pass one string. So string, then one boolean, let's pass true, and then some float values like 0.5. So let's console the array, and if I run this command, I want to array and that index. Okay. So if I run this command mode index.js, so you can see that our array is created. So if I want to um, get this string, so how I can get this string? So array is like a index based data structure. So if you want any data or any particular data into that, so for that we need indexes for that, and we can know the data with respect to their indexes. So how the index will work on this array? So firstly index will start in the 0 instead of 1. It is started on 0. So if I go and let's check the indexes, so how we can know the where is the string is end or like number is end? So can that it is a separated commas. So this one data, it is a one index. So basically generally the index starts in the array with 0. So if I go and let's count the indexes, so this is 0 index, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is the fourth index. So if I want to get this string, so what is the index of this string? So let's check. It is 0, 1 and 2. So if I want to this string, so after ARR1 I simply need to one square bracket, and into this square bracket I only put the index. What is the index of string? So index of string is 2, and if I put 2 and then run my command line, so you can see that I'm getting this string. So if I want to get this 0.5, so what is the index of 0.5? So let's check 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if I put 4 here and if I run this command, you can see I'm getting 0.5. And suppose you don't know how many characters or data are in this array, and you want the whatever the last element are present in this array, you want to print this character or like string or anything, any data which is on the last, but you don't know how many characters are in the array. So for that we have one property in the JavaScript called length. So how we can know the total length of the array? So for that we have a one property called, whatever the array's name, we have to put arr1, and after that we simply dot and then we put length. And if I run the command, you can see that I'm getting a 5. So let's check it is telling me right or wrong answer. So let's check 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But you can don't confuse that it is starting with 0 index, but total characters are 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it will telling me in total length is 5. And if I want to um, access the last data, what is the last data? So it is 0.5. And if I type ARR, so what is the index of this last data? So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the last data is 4. So if I type ARR1 dot length minus 1, so you can see that I will get 4, but it is 0.5. I'm only printing the index. But if I want to print this 0.5, I need to simply put arr1 of in the square bracket, arr1 dot length minus 1. If I put this and if I run this command, so you can see that I'm getting 0.5. So that's the overall thing about the array. So I hope you learn something new. So let's talk about what is 2D array. So 2D array is nothing but a array inside array. So we can see that it is our array, but we can also store another array in inside this array. If I put this and if I put another, and if I put another elements into that, like 1 and 2 and then 4 and then 5, so it is like 2D array. But the whole array is not a 2D array, because there are some kind of data which are present in this array, and inside this array the another array, in the another array inside this another array we have some elements. But in the 2D array, the array which look like suppose if I put let arr 2 and I'm getting a creating one array, and inside this array we have one array. If I pass 1 and 2 there, and I'm also want second array also, so if I in this I'm putting string and another array I like true. So this is sorry, so this is called the 2D array, which is like two dimensional. You can see that two dimensional because you can see it is a in the array 2, inside array 2 we have a three different arrays, so this is called the 2D array. So it's simply basically array inside array is called a 2D array. So let's check how we can access the elements into that is in the 2D array. So first let's check. So we can already see that if we want anything inside from the array, we get all these elements to that respective indexes. Suppose uh, if I type arr of 2 of if I type 0 because I want first whatever the character first is, I want this character. So let's check what will I get. So I'm commenting this part. If I come, so you can see that I'm getting array, and inside this array I'm getting 1 and 2. So you can see that I'm getting this thing. So as I told earlier, this is the separating commas which telling us that this is the separate index and this is the separate index. So if I put 1, let's check what will I get. So you can see that I'm getting a array of string. I'm not getting only string, I'm getting array of string. So suppose if I want, suppose we have another element in that array. So suppose I type data, and if I run that, so you can see that I'm getting string and data. Suppose we need only this string. I don't want to print this data also. So how can we get this? So as I told earlier, we have a get this data based on their indexes. So let's forgot about this array. So we are only concentrating on this array. You can see that this is also array, and this is a an array starts with index 0. So you can see that it is a 0 and this is a 1. So if I want to get this string, so what is the index of this string is 0, and this array is inside this arr of 2. So and this array is in which place currently now. So this is the arr of 2 of arr of 2 in the index 1, and this string is present on this array with the index of 0. So for that we need to simply that in the curly bracket, and the strings index is 0, and if I type 0 and if I run the command, you can see that I'm getting only string, not this data printed. So suppose I want only this data, not string. So the what is the index of this data? So you can see that it is a 0 index and it is 1. So if I type 1 there and if I run again, so you can get that data. So and also we can say that how many characters are in the how we can know the how many characters are in the array. So for that we have, like as I mentioned back, that we have a one property called length. So if I run that, and so you can see that I'm getting 3 because we have only 3 characters. Okay, so this is 1, 2 and 3, and the index starts with 0. So 0, 1 and 2. If I want to access this last character, so we need to only simply put arr of 2 up in the square bracket, arr of length minus 1. So I'm getting total length is 3, and then if I subtracted with 1, so I can get 2. So arr of 2, what is the array of 2? So you can see it is 0, 1 and 2. So let's check, I'm getting true. So you can see that I'm getting this true. And if I add anything like 8 and 9, and if I don't I doesn't change, I don't change anything in that, I only change in that array. So let's check, be, before we run this that, so you can say that if I array of 2 dot length minus 1, I'm getting this true. So let's check this time what will I get. So you can see that I'm getting 8, 9. So whatever the characters you added in the last of the array, this indexes this length property gives you the total length, and if I subtracted with 1, we will get the last element of that array. So that's the thing overall. So I hope you learn something from that, and that's it from my side. So this is the array and 2D array. So